Hey guys, it's Autumn from the Daily Glamour. I wanted to do another tutorial this week based on an eyeshadow look that I did a few months back that got a lot of feedback. People really liked it. It's kind of a fun smoky look with green colors. I'm going to use about 4 colors from Beauty from the Earth, and I'll go over the rest of the products that I have on at the end of the tutorial. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to start by applying a primer. It is Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Candlelight, and I'm going to go ahead and just spread that from my lash line all the way up to where my brow starts. The first color that I'm going to use is a Beauty from the Earth color called Atomic Teal. It's a really pretty dark green color, and it'll be really nice to create that kind of smoky edge we're looking for. I'm going to use a brush that I bought at Sally Beauty Supply. It's their store brand, and it's a dual-ended brush. This one you'll see me use here in a minute for the highlighter, and then this end I'm going to use now. It's kind of a nice contour. It's got a little bit of an angle on it, and I use it quite often for my crease and edges. So I'm going to go ahead and start by just packing that on in the corner. Remember that when you're putting on minerals, you want to make sure that you really press it on and then blend it, because otherwise you get a lot of fallout. But I usually put 2 to 3 coats on. That way I can really get a nice dark color on there. You can see that I'm kind of applying it in not just a straight up and down line, but angled in quite a bit, almost at like a maybe 60-degree angle. And the next color I'm going to use is Tickle Me. It's another Beauty from the Earth color. It's a really nice turquoise color. I'm going to use this flat brush from Too Faced. I find it's a really good brush to apply lid color. It really packs the color on. I'm going to take a little bit on my brush from the pot, and then I'm going to put that directly into the lid and kind of use that to spread out my color a little bit. It keeps it from being too heavy on the brush. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply that right to the center of my eye. Getting more color as I need it, and blending it over into the darker color. Also in the crease, and also at a bit of a 40 or a 60-degree angle, because I'm going to do the third color. Set up so that you can then use that for all the other colors that you have. And it creates kind of a nice smoky eye. Make sure that's blended really well. You don't want a harsh line. You want it to blend really softly from one color to the next. Alright, so the third color I'm going to use, which is another green, is going to go right here in the corner, is Envy, also another color from Beauty from the Earth. It's a really bright green color. I'm going to use a small contour brush from Beauty from the Earth, even though I'm not really doing much of a crease, but it'll really help me get into this corner, and I want to put a little bit of the green in my tear duct as well. So I'm going to start there on the end and just kind of bring that up, blending it into the Tickle Me color, which is the color in the very center. Remember to press and then blend, especially with these harder brushes. If you blend them without pressing, it's really just going to knock the color off. It's not really going to stay where you want it to. I'm also going to take this brush and a little bit of that Envy and go just on the corner here on the inside of my lash line, because I'm going to bring that dark color over to it. Okay, and that'll just give a little bit of a highlight on the inside. Now at this point, what I usually do is go back and make sure everything looks really smooth. I may need to darken up this green just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and touch that stuff up. I'm also going to use this chance to get rid of any fallout that's underneath. Just with a clean Q-tip, I'm going to roll it underneath. And touch up with just a little bit of powder. Now for the highlighter, I'm going to use Beauty from the Earth color, which I use almost all the time for my highlighter, which is called Beautiful. It's actually a duochrome. It's kind of a yellowish golden color, and if you apply it over other colors or apply it wet, it can tend to look a little bit different, but it makes a super highlighter and it'll allow me to kind of blend this line down a bit. I'm going to use that other end of that Sally brush that I used before. It's kind of a nice fluffy brush for my highlighter color. So I'm just using that to blend in the darker color to make sure that the line's not too harsh. I want drama, but I don't want it to look clowny. Then I'm going to go in and touch up this green just a bit because I got too much of that highlighter on it. Okay, so I've got my highlighter on. Now I'm going to touch up my eyebrow because I got just a little bit of that highlighter on the eyebrow color. So I'm going to use my lovely angle brush and my Clinique powder in Shaping Taupe, and just use a little bit of that. Okay, that looks much better. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeliner color. I'm just going to do a real simple black eyeliner, and then I'm going to go over it with the darker color that I used on the outside, this atomic teal color. So I'm going to use Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in 0. It's this really nice kind of cream pencil liner. It's waterproof, it stays on really, really well, and it's nice and creamy so that you can get an easy line across. I'm going to start in the corner and line out all the way across and do just a little bit of a wing, and then I'm going to line the bottom. Creating just a little bit of a wing. Now sometimes with these pencils, I got to pull that in order to get a wing. So I'm going to pull my eye just a little bit with my right hand and line with my left. So then I've got that little wing there. Then I'm going to go right under, and starting from the corner out, I'm going to line across, stopping just when I get to that envy color that I've got in the corner. Okay, next I'm going to go in with just a Q-tip and soften that line just a little bit because I'm going to make it a little bit more smoky. One trick that you can do with these Q-tips, of course you can buy the pointed ones. You can actually get those at Target now. I think that Target sells a brand, Sally Beauty Supply, any company like that. But I've found that they can be a little bit pricey, and I always have regular Q-tips to clean my ears. So what I do, I learned this when I worked at Clinique, is you just take and pull some of that cotton off and then retwist it, so that instead of it being such a large cotton swab on the end, it's a more precise one. And then I can go in and just kind of soften that eyeliner line up a little bit. And I'm going to put over that the atomic teal color. Okay, so I'm going to take a smaller brush this time since I'm just applying over my eyeliner. It's a Too Faced brush. It's a smudger liner brush, really thin and really flat, and I can get just a good amount of that atomic teal color, this darker one that I used earlier, right on my brush, and apply that over the liner. It'll help it to look a little bit more smoky and not such a fine line. And I'm going to put that right on the bottom as well. Okay, looking pretty good. The last step that I'm going to do is to put my mascara on, and today I'm trying a new mascara. I've had it for a while and I've just never tried it before. It's Too Faced Lash Injection in black, and I think I kind of like it. It looks really natural, but it does add quite a bit of color, and it really lengthens the lashes. So I'm going to put about 2 or 3 coats of that on since I've got a nice dramatic look going. Got to turn in the mirror to do it though so I can see. When you're putting on mascara, just make sure that you start at the base and really wiggle up. You want to get it as close to your lash line as possible because that will make sure that all your lashes are coated. Alright, so I've got my mascara on and my look is complete. The rest of the products that I have on my face are Double Face Powder from Clinique and Matte Neutral. It's a powder that I've worn for years and years and years. It's kind of a nice alternative to wearing foundation because it has just a little bit more coverage than a regular powder. It does have a little bit of oil in it though, so you want to make sure that if you do have oily skin that you don't wear this powder. On my cheeks I have Too Faced Blush in Sun Bunny. It's this little duo that I got years ago. I still use it all the time and it's never run out. It's a really nice bronzy color. And for some reason I was feeling like wearing a bright lipstick today, so I have on as a liner Illegal in Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner, and a color that I've had and used for years from Clinique, which is Peach Pop, and it's kind of a nice little burst of color without being over the top with these dramatic eyes. So I hope you enjoyed this look today. Be sure and check the link below to see all of the product information and other views and photographs of this look, and check Beauty from the Earth's website in order to get these colors. Thanks for tuning in.